Today is day 19 of Inktober 2025. Hello, precious friends. Welcome to this video and welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Brenda Campbell. I'm an artist and a certified Zentangle teacher. If you're already a friend, thank you for returning. I'll be your guide through the 8 steps of the Magical Zentangle Method of drawing. This is a practice, one that allows us to slow ourselves down and become mindful and present in this moment. This is a practice that provides so many benefits, it would be impossible to list them all, and everyone's experience is unique. But this is a practice that can change your life. I say that because it has changed mine, and that's why I believe it's magical. I hope you'll include a little Zentangle in your routine, and I'm honored to be part of your journey. I am participating in the Inktober challenge this year, and today is day 19, as I have already mentioned. Now, I posted a short video where I talk about its origins. I'll tell you who Jake Parker is and how it became an annual Zentangle challenge. My approach is a little different because I am combining 2 Inktober lists. So grab a cup of your favorite beverage, find a comfy spot, and relax as we draw our 19th Inktober tile. So today, our prompt from Jake Parker is Arctic. And our tangle is Mrth, which is a Zentangle deconstructed tangle. And I mention this here because that is why I chose a black tile for our surface today. So we're going to be drawing on a black 3Z Zentangle tile. That is Zentangle's triangle shaped tile. We are going to be using white ink from Sakura Jelly Roll pens. I have 2 different sizes though. I have an 08 and I have an 05, which is a little finer nib Jelly Roll pen. I have a white chalk pencil and I have a tortillon for blending out the chalk. Now, I'm going to go ahead and clear my space, and we are going to prepare ourselves to begin with step 1, gratitude and appreciation. In this step, we take some time to be appreciative for those things in our lives. I'm appreciative of these tiles that I have. If you don't have tiles, you can be appreciative for whatever you do have. And I'm appreciative that I get to spend time with you guys. So I'm grateful for that. And now let's just take a moment and take a couple of deep breaths in as we try to settle ourselves into the present. So big breath in and out. And another big breath in. And slowly exhale everything out. Now just let your breath fall into its natural breathing rhythm. And just notice it as you inhale and exhale. And just try to get more settled with every exhale. Now think of something that you're really happy about. It can be the smallest thing. And once you have it, hold on to it and pay attention to how it makes you feel. This is how gratitude feels. So remember this feeling as we draw today. And if you find yourself rushing, or maybe you just aren't sure what to do next, just stop yourself. Take a big breath in and a slow breath out. And remember this feeling. And then you'll be ready to go back to it. And that is all there is to step 1, gratitude and appreciation. Now I'm going to grab my white chalk pencil for step 2. Step 2 is corner dots, and we're going to put a dot in each one of the corners of our tile. Step 3 is a border, so we're going to connect our dots to create a border. Now step 4 is a string, and all I'm going to do today is create a string that is a straight line across maybe the top third of my tile, the wide at the bottom and the tip at the top. So I'm done now with my white chalk pencil. I'm putting that away, and I'm going to pick up my Sakura Jelly Roll 08 pen, and we are going to use this to draw our tangle Mrth today. So Mrth is a tangle that begins with, I'm going to say, a shallow C on its back. And I'm going to put that, I'm going to start that shallow C right there where my string line is, and pretty much in the middle. Okay, so there it is. It's a C on its back. Now, the next thing we're going to do, and I'm going to use my chalk pencil again to create a shape. Okay. Now, Mrth, I've seen Mrth drawn several different ways, but I don't think I've ever seen it drawn with an angular shape. Now, remember that our prompt for today is Arctic. And so what I'm trying to create here is I'm trying to create an iceberg in the ocean, where you would find that in the Arctic. So I'm going to go ahead and try to make mine a little more angular instead of rounded. So we begin by drawing some lines from our C. They're going to come out from this C and go up. And I'm going to start in the center, draw my line, and I'm going to actually go beyond where I had my string or my shape outlined. And now I'm going to do another straight line, aura-ing this. And I'm just going to keep doing that. I'm starting to flare them out just a little bit. Now I'm going to flip it upside down to do the other side. Okay, so the next thing we want to do is we want to draw some more lines coming out from the other side of our upside down C that we began with. And again, I'm going to try to make these straight lines. That lead to angles. And this is just a little different take on the Tangle Mrth. I think it's a little bit fun. Sometimes I like to take a couple of these way past that original shape. Now we get to the side. Okay, so I do know that with this more angular version, I need more variety between where my different lines end. So I'm just going around now and making a couple of adjustments. Okay, so now I've got all these lines, and what I'm going to do next is I am going to pretty much just draw and connect these lines. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is we are going to add a little bit of line weight at the end of each one of these. And again, if I was drawing this as the traditional version, these would really be more rounded. Just working my way around the tangle, adding these heavy weights of ink at the bottom of each one of these lines. going around, almost done now. Focusing on one line at a time. Okay, I think that's all we need for the tangle Mrth. Now, I did say I was going to make this look like an iceberg, so I am now going to get my 05 pen, which has a finer nib on it, and we are going to add just a few of the tangle printom to go around the outside. And this is just to make us have a feel like we're in the ocean. The water is swirling around our iceberg. The reason I wanted to use the finer nib was to give some contrast between the tangle and the ocean, if you will. So Mrth has the heavier feel to it. And then the ocean has this smaller, smoother, swirling pattern. Now, most of an iceberg is buried under the ocean, so you can't see it. So we're going to keep going with our printom. So that most of our Mrth is submerged. There. Okay, so I'm done. Actually, I lied. I'm not done. I'm going to take and fill in these spaces around the ends of our C with my solid white, just for some contrast. And then I will widen up this line here. Okay, now I'm done. And I'm going back to my white chalk pencil for step 6, the shading. So we're just going to add some more contrast here, but let's see. So I want to start by adding some of this white chalk right here next to where these sections come up out of our center, out of our C. And then I'm going to go in between at the perimeter of the tangle, in between our white ink, and then just give it some graphite pencil, or not graphite, give it some white chalk as we go around. Okay, so now I'm gonna grab my tortillon and I'm gonna blend that out very lightly. So I'm just going around each one of these spaces, focusing on one at a time as I blend the white chalk out and into the tangle. Add some more white chalk up here. Maybe even a little bit more here. Okay, so let's add a little bit of this white chalk around the exterior of our tangle in front of the printemps. So we're just going to add a little more separation between Mrth and printemps. Then we'll blend this out and away. Can get rid of a few of those border lines if I want to as I blend out. Let me come back to my Jelly Roll 08 pen now. And I want to redraw some of these lines here where I added the chalk. Just to bring it back. Kind of gets dulled up underneath the chalk. So we're just bringing that back. You remember sometimes that gel ink has a little trouble on top of the chalk. But you can always just grab a tissue, kind of roll it around on there, clean off the sides. That usually takes care of it. And if you want, you can even go back in and draw on top of the chalk where your triangles at the base are, because they kind of dull up a little bit too. And it's not necessary, but I just thought it might look a little better if we did that. And that did help brighten this up a little bit. So we have our Mrth iceberg in our Printemps Ocean in the Arctic. And I'm going to go ahead and keep my pen out for step 7, which is to initial and sign. So I am going to put my chop, which is just a stylized version of my initials, on the front here. And I don't have any room except for up here. And that's fine, so I'll just put my chop there. Then I am going to flip it over, being careful not to smear any of that ink I just put down, but it should be good. I'm going to sign it. I date it, but I do that off camera. And my note for today is this is day 19 of Inktober 2025. So let's flip it back over, give it a quick shake, dry off the lettering in the back. And step 8 is simply to sit back now and appreciate what you've done. Appreciate the fun little tile we have here. Appreciate the time that you took for yourself today. Congratulations for some self-care. It's always a good thing. And I certainly appreciate each and every one of you, especially if you're still watching now. So that is all I have for this tile and this video. So I shall remind you, as always, till next time, be you and be happy.